You know, I just read in last month's Health and Fitness magazine that they're now saying the intake of too much water in a relatively short period of time can lead to death. Yeah, I think we all knew that. It's called drowning. Good evening. My name is L.G. Ross. It's spelled like it sounds. L G. Ross is a little harder, what with the silent Q-U-E-J. What the fuck? Friends ask me, what does LG stand for? And I tell them, it's short for Elge. E-L-G-E. When I'm not doing stand-up comedy, I'm a motivational speaker. Actually, that's not entirely true. When I'm not a comedian, I'm an actor. But what I really want to be is a waiter. A little something about myself. I come from a long line of umbilical cord. I was born with a birthmark on my fingernail, but I outgrew it. As a kid, I slept in polyester pajamas on satin sheets. Every time I wet the bed, it turned into a slip and slide. My parents raised me as if I was their own. I'm an only child. Well, except for my brother. How many of you have an older brother and or sister? Don't you hate it? Especially when you were little. Didn't you hate it when they would try to impart knowledge upon you as if they were so much more wizened just because they're a little older than you? My brother does that to me, and I wouldn't mind it so much were it not for the fact that we're twins. Just wait till you turn 30 in a few minutes. Your whole outlook on life changes, I'll tell you. I'm a born-again Christian, only I came out C-section. Think about it. But not for too long. I have a Scandinavian background. Both my parents are Danish. My brother's a Krispy Kreme. Actually, my brother's not the best example to follow. At age 23, he got a dishonorable discharge from the Salvation Army. Growing up, my family and I lived near a cemetery, which was a bit scary for me as a child, but it made it real easy to bring home flowers on Mother's Day. I love my parents. If I ever have children, a girl and a boy, I'm going to name them after my parents. I'm going to call them Mom and Dad. They're going to be so proud. That and pay for a lot of therapy. Insanity runs in my family, but don't worry. I'll catch up. I had an uncle, he was so lazy, he took a nap on his deathbed. Okay, Unc, we'll wake you up half past rigor mortis. I don't wish to sound indelicate, but have you ever taken a shit and after one application of tissue, you discover you don't need any more? I live for days like that. I'm a recovering non-alcoholic. I belong to a 12-step program. Step 1, admit you don't have a problem. Step 8, gather together all the family and friends you've hurt over the years and tell them to go fuck themselves. You know, probably there is something wrong with me. I would go to group therapy, but none of my imaginary friends will go with me, and I won't go alone. I have met some interesting people who've gone to therapy. I once met a cannibal who belonged to Over People Eaters Anonymous. Never took him up on his dinner evite. Currently, I don't have a girlfriend. I've never had much luck with women my whole life. I really haven't. They say you can't love another till you first learn to love yourself. I've been loving myself almost every night since I was 13. I think I'm ready for a friggin' harem. I think about the one serious relationship I had. I remember the day we talked about adopting a highway because we couldn't have any of our own. Yeah, it was very disheartening the day the doctor told me I couldn't have highways. Oh well. I once dated an epileptic. After a couple of months, the sex got boring until I bought a strobe light. The sex got really wild. The other week, I went to Trader Joe's with my friend Joe and traded him in for a guy named Melvin. It was a good trade. The umbrella store down the street from where I live looks a little shady to me. Don't ask me why. I just saw the movie Les Miserables, the one with Russell Crowe singing. Ladies and gentlemen, if you do not see this movie, you'll be less miserable. Did I mention Russell Crowe singing? I'll leave you on this. Earlier today, I was chewing on a Viagra, and a piece of it got stuck between my teeth. Now I have a stiff upper lip. I thank you very much for your time. You were a wonderful audience. I'm LG Ross. Good night.
All right, let's give it up for LG Ross, y'all. Good job, man. I do have to touch